Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today's video is a budget related video. We are going to take a look back at the week of January 5th, take a look at my budgeted numbers, compare the budget to the actual numbers, and get a feel for whether we are over or under budget for the week. I like to kind of take a look back at my budget and see how closely I was able to stick to it. You guys seem to really enjoy these videos as well, so without further ado, let's just get started. I have my budget by paycheck workbook with my budget for the week of January 5th all written in. You would have seen me break down this budget and stuff the cash envelopes for this budget in a video I posted last week, so if you missed that, I will link it above in a card here if I remember. I'm not always the greatest at remembering those things, but I will try. And I also did a video this week where I showed you how I track my transactions in my monthly planner from Erin Condren. So I use two separate budgeting books. I tend to overcomplicate it a little bit for myself. This is just how I like to do it. You guys, you can budget with a simple pen and paper. You can do it on a spreadsheet. You don't have to get fancy with stickers and color coding and all of this. This is just what I do to make it fun and keep me interested in the process so that I don't just quit and spend all my money on Amazon, which is what I would like to do some weeks. So I did post a video, like I said, showing you how I track my transactions, so if you missed that one, I will link that as well. But for now, we are going to compare what I spent to what I planned to spend and see how I did. If I am under budget, I will get to write in this black pen. I use the erasable pens from Parkoo when I'm budgeting because I tend to make a lot of mistakes and I like to be able to just erase and try again. So anything that I am under budget for, I will use black. If I'm over budget, I'll have to pull in the red pen. It is always my hope not to have any red ink on this page, but I think we are unfortunately going to have to use this red pen this week. Oh, hopefully not too bad though, so let's find out. So I'm going to start out with my grocery budget for the week. I budgeted $150 for groceries. I wanted to be able to stock myself up on some Weight Watchers friendly foods. You would have seen that in my Weight Watchers grocery haul. Another video I can link for you if I remember. But let's see if I stuck to this budget. So the way that I find that out is by taking a look at my monthly planner at my transactions. I use a color coding system to track all of my transactions. I talked about that in that video I mentioned. And the color that I use for my transactions for groceries is this pink color here. Can you guys see? I know I'm kind of zoomed out far, but I want to be able to get everything into the frame. So essentially what I'm going to do is just take a look at the week, which is the week of January 5th through the 11th. Look at all of the pink stickers, add them up, and if they come in under this $150 mark, then that means I'm under budget. So we have just a couple of transactions here. I'm going to grab my phone to use the calculator, and we'll add them up and see how we did. So first I'm going to up my brightness so you guys can see. And I'm going to open up my calculator, which is here, and I'm going to try not to blind you with the reflection of the ring light, and we're going to add these up. So I had $8.12 on Tuesday at Walmart, and $134.08 at Meijer, for a total of $142.20. Still kind of not bright enough, isn't it? Sorry, you guys. I tend to keep my brightness really low to keep my battery from dying 14 times a day. So $142.20, which is awesome. I get to use my black pen, and we'll just write that in the actual category. Next up are some bills. My bills I always put into my planner using this bright blue color. So as you can see, I always put my bills in that blue color, so I'm just going to find Netflix here, which was paid on Monday, And that came in at $13.99. I budgeted $14, so we are under budget there. And something I try to remember to do as I'm going, but I often forget, is to check off these transactions that I have tracked, just so that I don't confuse myself. But I'll be honest, I forget to do that all the time. All right, next up is Hulu, and for Hulu, I budgeted $6. And if we look here, that came in at $5.99, so that is awesome. Disney Plus, I budgeted $7. That came in right at $7. I plan to make $200 towards my camper, and that is the payment that I made. It was exactly $200, as you can see here. And lastly, I have Weight Watchers. I did join up with Weight Watchers back in December. I have been loving it. I've been posting videos here and there on my channel about my Weight Watchers journey, so if you'd like to check those out, you can. I also have a link down below for Weight Watchers if you would like to join me in taking some extra weight off here in 2021. You can get your first month with Weight Watchers for free if you want to try it out. So as you can see, Weight Watchers came out on Friday, and it was $20.95. So we are looking at all black ink going all the way down the page, which is the way I like to see it. Now let's just go ahead and add up those actual totals and see how much that comes to. And I'll zoom you guys in just a little bit for this so you guys can see what I'm doing here, hopefully. So we're gonna just take these actuals. $142.20 plus $13.99 plus $5.99 plus $7 plus $200 plus $20.95. That means that I spent a total under this bills category of $390.13, which is $7.87 under budget. And I'm just going to write that in here in this leftover category. When the Budget Mom designed this planner, she did not intend for you to do it that way, but that's how I do it because I don't share my income here on my channel, so I can't subtract the bill total from my income total to get the leftover amount to take into the next category because I don't show that to you. So I just use that space for that. So $7.89 under budget for bills. Now let's move on to the envelopes category. And for this category, I'm going to pull in my Conscious Wallet where I have my cash envelopes so that we can take a look and compare the numbers on the page to the cash that's in the wallet and see how we did. For my husband spending money, I gave him his $40 at the start of the week. He took that and stuck it in his wallet, so that was as budgeted. Next, I have my personal spending money, and for me, I budgeted $40, and I do keep track of that here in my Erin Condren Monthly. I use this dark purple color to represent my transactions. So let's go ahead and add up all of my transactions. You guys, I think I am over budget, but let's find out. So I have $9.28 that I spent on Wednesday. I have $9.99 on Thursday. $20.59 on Saturday. And yep, $7.78 on Sunday. So I am over budget. I spent $47.64. So that's where I got to bring in that dreaded red pen. Oh, I hate when I have to do that, but it is what it is. And of course, because I overspent, that means that my spending envelope should be completely empty. And if we look here, it is indeed completely empty. So I spent all the cash, plus I swiped my debit card. Actually, if we're being honest, I didn't spend any of the cash. I just tucked all the cash into my deposit envelope here in the back. as you can see, to cover that. And then the rest of that money will come out of my checking account cushion to cover that $7.64 overage. So it is what it is. Sometimes you just overspend a little bit. I wasn't great at tracking my transactions this week. In fact, I waited until the end of the week to put all of my transactions in, which is not something that I recommend. And that definitely played a part in this overspending. But it is what it is. One category that I know that I am drastically under budget in is gas, because we did not put any gas in my car this week. The only money that we used from our gas envelope was $8 for a car wash, as you can maybe see here. I know that sticker's kind of dark. So we spent just $8, and that should mean then, let's see, 40 minus 8, that should mean I have $32 left in my envelope. So I'll just flip to my gas envelope here. 20, 30, 31, 32. So I'm just going to set this money off to the side for now, and we will come back to that. Next up, I have eating out, which is $40. As you can see here, we did not have any eating out transactions. Usually I put my eating out transactions in yellow. We don't have a single transaction here, so I did not spend any money eating out this week, which is awesome. I am so proud of myself. So as you can see here, we still have the full $40 in our eating out budget, which is awesome. And lastly, I have miscellaneous here, and my miscellaneous gets tracked in this light green color, and we have quite a few green stickers, so let's add those up as well. $16.94 plus $2.64 plus $16.94. Did I do that wrong? I did that wrong. When I was tracking my transactions, I wrote the same transaction down for Lowe's twice. Yes, I did. So I need to double check that. I'll be right back. I'm glad I caught that, because I definitely did not spend the exact same amount at Lowe's twice. $15.11 this should be, not $16.94. So thankfully, I use these erasable stickers because I can just scrub that mistake out and write it in correctly. $15.11. Okay. Plus $15.11 for a total of $34.69 in miscellaneous. And actually, I'm just going to round this up because I don't bother with the change. I just drop all of my change into a coin jar. So we will say 35. So that means then that there should be a $5 left in my miscellaneous envelope. And if we look here in my miscellaneous envelope, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is in fact $5 left. So I'm going to stick that aside with the other money, and now let's add this up and see how we did. So we know we were over budget a little bit in this category, but I feel like we more than made up for it in some of these other categories. So 40 plus 47.64 plus 8 plus 35 is $130.64. Which means we are actually $69.36 under budget. So that means we should have $69.36 minus the $7.64 that we said we were going to let the checking account cushion cover. So $69.36 minus $7.64. What did I do here? I did something wrong. Okay, here's what we'll do. Okay, so here's what we are going to do here. We said that the $7.64, I was going to just pull out of my checking account cushion, so I'm going to add that to the $200 that we started with for $207.64, and then we'll subtract this 40 minus $47.64 minus 8 minus 35 means that we should have $77 remaining. So let's count this up and see if that is what I have. Just going to organize it a little bit here. So we have 20, 40, 60, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, $77. So what I'm actually going to do, you guys, typically all of this money would go towards an extra debt payment. But I already know that my next week's budget is going to be pretty tight. My husband didn't work nearly as much last week as he typically does, so we are expecting a shorter paycheck. And in order to make sure that I can take care of all of my bills and fill up some of these other categories as well, I'm actually going to roll this amount over to my next week's budget. So this is going to get deposited back into the bank, and this I'm going to use towards next week's budget. So I'm just going to give myself a little note here and say that 77 to next week. Usually, like I said, this would go towards an extra debt payment, but sometimes the pay just comes in a little bit shorter than usual. My husband is paid based on commission, so his paychecks are not consistent. They're not the same every week. They vary. And this week we're just varying on the lower end of what we usually bring in. So I'm just going to take this $77 and put it towards next week's budget. I will go ahead and take this $7.89 here. That will cover the overage here, that $7. So we're just going to kind of break even this week and roll over everything that I have left to next week. Hopefully that makes sense. Usually, like I said, we do extra debt, but we're not going to do that this week. And that's totally fine. Not always going to be tons of extra money to go towards debt. And that's okay. So the rest of this is as expected. I put all of this money into my sinking funds last week. You guys would have seen that in that video. So all of this is as anticipated. I did pay the $173 debt snowball payment, which you will see here. I'm going to go ahead and check all of these off so that I know that I added them. But yes, I did make that debt snowball payment. Nothing extra to debt this week, and that's fine, for a total of $173. And then when it comes to my savings challenges, I did add $9 to Savopoly and $19 to extra savings. So not terrible. I definitely had a little bit of extra spending here for myself, but came in drastically under budget overall, primarily because we did not put gas in my car and we didn't do any eating out. That money's going to get rolled over into next week, and that's going to do it for my budget results for the week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you click the subscribe button so that you can come back for more budgeting videos. I post new budgeting and lifestyle related content here on my channel every single week. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, friends.